It's Miles.
It's Tr3bel.
It's the Make It Make Sense podcast, and we're back again.
Yay.
Woo-hoo! It's good to be back. It's always a pleasure to be here with you. It's long overdue, and it is therapeutic. But before we get started, there's a lot of things that happen. Tr3bel, go ahead and explain a little bit of what we've been up to lately.
Well, man, in the process of us being gone, there's been a lot of music being made. There's been a lot of shows going down. There's been a lot of future music being processed. We had the OG Dub B drop a firm possibility of a definite maybe.
Yes, sir.
That came out on the 26th of January, man. Y'all go ahead and run the numbers up for my big dog and every one of us who was featured on it. Me, Gliss, Sav, and Sin, Play Dead, the whole group, man. It's just too many people, bro.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Jesus Martinez because they dropped the album Back to Basics on February 2nd. They doing their goddamn thing, man. The whole crew is percolating. We working. The homie Gliss dropped last year. He was the one to kind of kick off all this. We got Sav that got some shit on the way. Bro, I'm waiting for Play Dead and Boone and Ill and all the rest of us. But, man, we have been crafting, bro. So, much love for sure.
Yeah. Man, I mean, that's crazy that there's so many albums coming out from one, what would you say, group? I mean, like a fucking super group.
And now that I think about it, I didn't even mention the one that I dropped, my tape.
Of course.
The Pressure came out February 10th. It's streaming right now exclusively on Bandcamp, man.
Yes.
So far, the feedback has been amazing. I love everybody who's taking the time to listen to it. The folks who bought it, shout out to Chrissy, shout out to Mike, and other folks. Y'all have been showing us so much love, man. And I just appreciate any of the love I get for the music I make because I put my heart in it, man. It really mean a lot to me. Thank y'all.
100%, man. And I was so happy I could help you get that vision completed and you can actually have it and express it and get it out. Because I know, I mean, a lot of the stuff you talk about in there is deep, and you know, you're definitely. I understand when people say when someone's lyrical, right? Because I never fully got. I figured, well, everybody has lyrics, so yeah, everybody's lyrical. But no, like there is some music where you just put it on and they can just be saying anything, and maybe you're dancing or whatever.
Yeah.
But yours, I actually, and it isn't just because I worked on it and did all that, but it's like. You gotta. It's like storytelling, so, and you switch it up. I know you kind of have these characters, right? That you are.
Yeah. Y'all gonna find out more about that. It's unrolling. It's
very awesome.
The art of storytelling. Since we're talking about music, that's almost a lost art in hip hop nowadays. I think that now too much music, too much hip hop is like punch rap, where it's like. You say a one-liner and then you punch. You say two lines and then you punch, and you try to think of something that rhymes with it more than actually thinking of an overall concept.
What do you mean by punch?
Concept. Like you know how we in the studio, me, Sav, Def, we all have this like strict. Don't punch me in unless I absolutely have to.
Right.
But some people record with the punching sequence, and this is something that I talk about with, people when we have deep. Intellectual conversations about hip hop, about music and music theory and things like that.
Yeah, you're talking about punch for people that don't know. That's punching in, and when you're in a studio, you can record a part, and then if I'm the producer, I stop it, and then you go back and you you use another take to jump back in on the song after what you just recorded stops. Essentially, right?
So if anybody follows me on Instagram. If you don't, it's the Jetpack Hero, all one word.
Get on it.
But I always post stuff in my stories that kind of explain this stuff more through experience. Like there's a video I posted of Billy, what's her last name? Eilish? Yeah, Billie Eilish.
Billy Joel.
I was gonna say Billie English for some reason. Sorry, Billy.
Is that a person? Billy English?
Could be.
I think so.
Nonetheless, Billie Eilish is talking about how she did this one song. But this one verse in this song was made up of over 89 takes.
Of her punching in 89 times?
And doing it different ways and just so she could get it right. Or taking different takes and then they cut it and say, oh, no, we like this one from this one and slide it in.
Yeah.
So to me, not to knock anybody's music, because I can't say that Billie Eilish music is trash. I haven't really listened to it that much to really make that determination. But to me, there's a level of authenticity that can't be there when you make music in that way.
Right. Yeah. I think overall you're right. Yeah. And with her, so I don't listen to a lot of Billie Eilish. I like a few different things. So I think you can do it well, but I guess it all depends on how you look at recording, right? Like I guess like
yes,
for
that
her being
matters.
like is it safe to say that maybe even like a Whitney Houston or some other
Who got her music from Dolly Parton and stuff like that. But see,
Mhm.
to me though, it was different because in that era, you didn't have the type of technology we have. They had
Yeah.
to go one day. They had to practice that shit until they had it right.
Or even if they could punch, it was very limited
Yeah,
because you
you
were
could do that shit
deteriorating
one
tape.
time.
Yeah, because every time
Maybe.
back then, if you punch, it was actual physical tape. So you were cutting it, splicing it. Like, yeah, you weren't actually having. It's so
There's
easy
no
now.
way you was doing 89 takes on one song. If your ass couldn't do that shit, you was not getting that recording time.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. Oh, go ahead. I was going to go on about Queen, going way off topic. Go ahead.
You're good. So basically, that just entails what I'm saying. Like, I'm not necessarily speaking on rappers or artists who don't write their own music.
Mhm.
That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. That's more of a different level of conversation.
Right.
We could talk about it at another time if we want.
Mhm.
But I'm more or less just speaking on the recording process. When I record, when I know most MCs that I respect heavily when they record, they want to be able to execute that thing going through that whole take without messing up.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to stop me and be like, oh, you fucked up here. Let's punch you back in here. Or, oops, you ran out of wind. So let's punch you in so you can now sound clean and crisp, look like you never lost your wind before.
Right.
And that's why most of these guys can't perform either. I think it just affects the overall energy. And
Interesting.
again, authenticity.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting perspective on that. Because do you think do you think that if how do I put this? So there's been people I've worked with before that could pull it off, live. They could, because live you have a little bit more wiggle room to be,
For sure.
imperfect, I guess, which imperfect isn't even the right word because there's no perfection. But
Correct.
I have done things where we've punched in. Even stuff I've recorded, but believe it or not, I used to record music myself. I have no time to do that anymore.
He can sing, y'all. He can sing.
A little bit.
He can play all these instruments on the walls, everything.
Not just decoration, folks.
That boy talented.
But like there is times where punching in, I feel, made the overall song sound better. It made it flow better. So do you think that regardless of that it would be better to have the unpunched version put in that may not sound as pleasing to the ear to some, just because it's authentic, rather than punch it in and make it sound clean?
See, I think that's more of a genre situation.
Okay.
So for me, hip hop, yes.
Right.
If you sing in an R&B song, do what you gotta do to make that bitch sound.
Or like pop or shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's not like R&B is not about authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you listen to how many songs these people say
about
stuff
fucking.
that you like. Yeah, and they say shit that you like, bro, you do not say this shit and mean it. Like, come on, bro. Listen to some of the stuff they say. Like
what? Sing some examples.
I'll just say some shit like Robin Thicke. I want you to touch yourself when you see me. Tell me that you love my body and how you want me, baby. He talking about him the whole time, but because he can sing like a motherfucker, none of the females give a shit. He's talking like, okay, you know how like, you mostly serenade the chick when you singing.
Okay.
This whole song, Lost Without You, you think he's talking about he's lost without her, but the whole song, if you really listen to it, he's talking about how bad he wants her to miss him.
Oh, okay.
But again, you don't even care about that when you listening because of the way he sings it and the way the song is put together and it sounds so good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of songs we can go down the list that have that kind of like, if you really listen to the lyrics, this nigga really said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So he wouldn't be considered lyrical.
Well, see, that's the thing. R&B isn't.
Right.
It's more for the energy. It's more for the aura. So if you got to punch while you're doing an R&B song to get it right.
Yeah.
And then also you might have to punch so you can accentuate like certain things differently. You know what I'm saying?
That's a really, I completely understand what you're saying. That makes
rock music,
sense.
I would say, is in that category too. Because it's still singing. It's just singing in a different.
Rock is, So, I noticed with rock, because I listen to that actually probably more like metal. I kind of end up just listening to metal more than any genre.
Yeah.
And the recording techniques with metal, which I kind of use actually in some of the stuff I do now.
I've
like
never seen the metal recording, so
teaching
me something.
Oh yeah. Well, like with the vocals specifically, they do a lot of different things where there's obviously layering when they growl. If they want to, my point is that they'll do a lot of one takes. Like one takes of the blah, 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 blah. And then when it comes to like the chorus or the hook, maybe they'll double it left, right with the one in the center, and then they punch in, and then all of a sudden another one will punch in over it in the back. Like they do a lot of punching
because it makes that song give you that energy when you listen to just
sonically.
the song.
You need that build, that boom at the end.
And that genre of music requires that to get what the fans are looking for from metal.
Yeah,
you looking to get that energy. You looking to get that feeling.
You need that what they call it a lift. They need that lift.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for when you listen to it. So as the recording artist, it's on you to provide that.
Right.
For me, hip hop is so different because it is, I think, the most diverse sound of style of music ever created. It is the most powerful form of music ever created without having to have any crazy guitars, anything playing. And just mind you, no disrespect to anybody that play any of these instruments.
Kind of sounded disrespectful.
That's why I wanted to clear that. That's why I wanted to make sure, because I love it. Like anybody who knows me knows that, man. I listen to metal.
No, you really are. You are.
I show love.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zenith, by the way.
Yeah,
that's a dope ass group out here. They do their thing.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, when it comes to that, like I understand it. Like I feel that energy, but you go into those things looking for a certain type of energy. Hip hop, you can look for anything. You can listen to hip hop and find love. You can listen to hip hop and find energy where a motherfucker done got you turned up and you ready to beat up anything in your presence. You can listen to hip hop and feel like, dog, I don't want to do nothing but chill and smoke weed today.
Yeah.
You can listen to any kind of hip hop. You can listen to hip hop that'll make you go, bro, this nigga telling the truth. Fuck the system. Let's do something about this shit. So for me, I feel like it was created to, well, from what I've learned from what the OG said, hip hop was created to give a inner look at what the inner city life is like, what things around them are like every day that the average person doesn't see, and it gives you an insight there. So storytelling became a huge part of that. Because you're telling not just stories, you're telling what the fuck is going on around you, but the people who not from around there, they think this shit is crazy. Yeah. Prime example, Children's Story from Slick Rick.
Okay.
Like, that is the definition of the art of storytelling, you know what I mean? Like, he robbed another, and a sister, and a brother, and then he messed around and ran a DT undercover. Like, and then it's like, just the energy of this whole song, he's telling you a story about kids that started off wanting to get money because they was broke. They decided they was going to rob some old people. One of them got so addicted to robbing people, he just started robbing anything he could just to get the money. And then he ends up running into the police, and now he's in the shootout with the police and everything like this. And he's telling this story to kids to go to sleep. Like, that's the theory of this song. Even the kids are like, even the kids in the song are like, Uncle Ricky sure is weird. But he's telling them this real life story where it's like, bro, this is how fast this shit can happen in the hood. This is how fast this can happen. And people thinking this is just a story. This actually happens in neighborhoods.
And I guess kind of to bring that back around to the recording style, then you can't have that sounding pretty. You can't have that sounding punched in and perfect. You got it, because I did think of hip hop as being more raw and more gritty on multiple levels with what they're talking about, with the way the music sounds, especially East Coast. Like, you know, so it completely makes sense, you know, now that we kind of unpacked it, to where I get why you do want quote unquote imperfection or whatever, because if it's too pretty, it ain't.
And
it's throwing the message
more
off.
My style, or this particular style, what some people would call conscious rap, or some people would call, you know, lyrical rap, whatever. You know, like that's more or less.
I think I'm on the same page with that, though. I think so. There's something we were speaking about earlier, and it was Blink energy. Now, I told you not to say anything because I want to learn. I've seen a little video, no idea what the hell you're about to show me, but I'm very, very interested. Can you please, sir, explain Blink Energy?
Okay, so Blink Energy is just a company that we're gonna be using as kind of like a symbol here of kind of the overall conversation of what we've been talking about. If you watched any of our other episodes, you would know what I'm talking about, but I think it's only right to refresh everybody. I've been saying since we started doing this podcast, by the year 2029, expect to all of your theories and thoughts on what exists and what doesn't exist. Are aliens real? Did Atlantis really exist? All of these kind of things, the updated tech that we thought we would have seen by now, in 2024, all of this kind of shit is going to be in full force. You're going to be seeing flying cars and shit like that. Maybe not completely full-fledged, but they're going to
Like
exist.
hoverboard cars?
No, like cars. Like, bro, they already have the patent that's fully gone, ready, tap, like you can produce these flying cars.
What?
I forget the company that made them, so I'm not gonna quote a company, but yeah, they have a patent for that, and it's like legit.
Damn, people can barely drive on wheels. Can you imagine in the sky?
Flying? So how do you even, like, you gotta get a pilot license to drive those shits?
I don't know. Maybe where everybody's getting practice, that's why drones are everywhere.
Well, you gotta be in this thing, though. This different.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, we're moving to that era to where, and just for the folks who might be wondering how the hell we got here so fast, like, if you've watched any of our podcasts before, you know we like to deep dive, and the whole real purpose of this is to talk about a lot of different things, but to really go in depth and to explain to y'all, like, the battle that we're up against as people, that the reason that we need to unify and kind of understand what's going on in the world and kind of bring clarity to some of the stuff that they might not understand or we might not understand. You know what I'm saying? Talk about those conversations that people don't want to talk about, or that might be afraid to talk about, or might not have the knowledge to talk about it. But we're not going to talk about nothing we ain't do no research on.
Yeah, and apparently, even if people don't want to talk about it, they sure watch it and listen. We see you. We know you're listening. We know you're watching.
Exactly. And then you got the situations where we had older podcast episodes deleted due to certain content that they were saying was misinformation, but we had information to prove it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just things like that. This is what we're here for. So with that being said, back to this topic.
Here we go.
And the future is here. The future is coming. Blink Energy is a company that is showing you some shit that you would have seen on Futurama or something like that, but they're really trying to do it live time right here, right now.
Jesus, man. I mean, what a fucking website, huh? They just start right with the eye. They get right to it.
So basically, it's like a Blink Energy is like promoting this contact that you can put in your eye that like links to like this optical connector that you would put on like your eyelid, and I guess you would be able to navigate.
That's what this dude's wearing here?
Yeah.
And
supposedly.
So why does it look like there's something on his actual eye that's blinking?
It is. It's a contact lens, supposedly, that you got to put on your eyeball that this thing like somehow interconnects to, that the thing on his eyelid. It transmits shit to there so you can see things through that lens.
Oh my God. Well, how did they get it?
I don't know, bro. Like, it's crazy because it's like, again, we keep getting told that certain things don't exist, certain things ain't possible.
Dude.
But then you got this here in plain sight where you got, who got this technology? Who is funding this kind of stuff?
Why does it look like they got a gun next to his head? That bitch is swallowed 75 fucking times. Like his brain. I think they're controlling more than his eye, man. This shit's crazy.
So you have this. You have the idea of Neuralink, that is Elon Musk's baby, that I'm pretty sure they just got
Neuralink
approved to actually move into human phases. And Neuralink is supposedly, a similar thing that you see on his eyebrow, but inside of your brain, and it can help fill the synapses that aren't hitting on people who have Alzheimer's or other mental diseases.
That's the pitch, right?
Yeah, that's the pitch. But dog, if they can control the synapses in your brain, Elon Musk said himself, his goal isn't to end there. His goal is to be able to have a streaming music service in Neuralink that can play music straight through your brain. Quote from Elon Musk.
He's saying all the right things, you know?
But I don't want music just being able to be in my brain. And who the hell is watching this thing? Somebody has to be on the other side of the computer with control, bro.
Of course. Yeah, yeah. So Yeah, that Neuralink is, to me, I mean, I don't even trust self-driving cars yet, right? So
Yeah.
Neuralink is so far on my comfort radar, but what's going on with the eye thing? Like, what the fuck? What is that?
Like, that's the thing. Like, you're gonna see more of that kind of technology being pushed because, oh, excuse me. That's just the era that we're in, that we're moving towards. This is stuff that they probably have perfected in different ways in older civilizations. Like
Mhm.
when we talk about extraterrestrial civilizations, and
Ancient
techs and
technology?
things, yeah, ancient technology that's supposed to be old and relic like, but is actually way more advanced than anything we have. Stuff like that. I feel like from what I've read, from what I've learned in a lot of my research,
Mhm.
all of the technology that we have accessible to us is like 3,000 years behind the shit that they really have access to.
Yeah. Yeah.
3,000 years?
Yeah, that's even hard to imagine, 3,000 years.
Come
Like,
on, bro. You can't fathom that shit.
I'm looking at their vision here, right? And it says, hold on, let me put it up so everybody can see here. It says, Blink is on a mission to power and connect smart ocular devices or journey to resolve unmet needs of patients, compliance, reliability, connectivity, and pricing of the smart contact lens market makes Blink Energy a game changer. That was a lot of words.
To not really say much
To not
other
say much.
than
It says it fits on the eyelid epica. Epica.
optical.
Nope. EPICANTHAL. That fold.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's the blinking
Oh,
shit.
yeah. I think it's the fold AI.
And it contains a designated power and communication platform that wirelessly connects a smart lens to a mobile. Okay, so that's where I'm lost. What is a smart lens?
This is what I'm saying. I don't even fully know what it is.
Wow.
Like, I seen this earlier and I was kind of like, yo, this is crazy that they're like really, that there are companies doing this outside of companies like Clonaid. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that, but this is a real company.
Yeah.
Like, they have a patent. They've been saying for years that they clone stuff and they have proof of cloning people.
Mhm.
Like, so I don't know what else you want me to say. They are a company.
Hey, we're just giving them free
Like,
advertisement, right? If we mention it, I
hey,
mean, that's not bad.
Hey, Clonaid, y'all want to come out and say y'all did it and confirm it? Cool, because that's what y'all do anyways, right?
I mean, I can't deny or confirm that they
Are successful.
or I'm not saying that they're even real, but apparently, according to this, they are very real, and they are the pioneers in human cloning. All I did was Google it.
I'm telling you, this isn't something I will never get on here and say something as a fact that I did not see or do some type of fact checking on. If I'm not sure, I'm gonna always tell you, but with a caveat.
That's
with
fucking crazy.
With this, I'm not saying that, hey, they're out here just cloning people left and right. I don't know their capabilities.
Yeah.
What I do know is that they have videos showing their process, what they plan on doing.
Mm-hmm.
They have what you just seen, a website where it shows you like, hey, we are leading the league, and
I'm gonna tell you this much, man.
we do this.
Their website looks fucking horrible. I hope their clones come out way better than this bullshit ass website.
And see, and that's my thing too. Is it real?
Is it? Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. And that's why I love you, because you're willing to ask the question and learn, if it is or isn't. You're not saying anything's definitive. You're just posing the question, and that's an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a little deeper dive and you'll see where they say they've cloned a girl already and they have this person alive and everything.
Would you clone yourself?
No.
If they gave you like a coupon, like free, basically
let's
free.
just say, even if I could do it for free and all of the technology was completely perfected and we could do this shit definitively.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do it.
Why not?
I feel like if you reach your peak as a human spirit, you can do enough inside of this vessel. And when you're done, you're supposed to go back to whatever spirit realm you need to kind of recharge.
Okay.
And get told whatever your next assignment is. That's my perspective.
Okay. That's fair. What if the cloning only it's like
I don't think the clone could have my spirit though. You see what I'm saying?
I don't think it can either. Or it can have a carbon copy, meaning, you know how you have Windows and Windows is Windows backup, but if you forget to back up that shit and you actually use it, you're like, damn, this is Windows a year ago that I used it. What if they could clone that spirit? Not really a spirit. It's just a very intelligent artificial version of it, and then you can make it like wash your car and shit.
And I'm still alive?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
it's
like
a
after
roommate,
I'm
I
dead?
guess. Or like a
Nah,
very,
hell
very
no.
twin.
I would never like to look at myself just walking around, bro.
You were like, God damn it, myself takes a shit every morning when I'm trying to take a
like,
shit.
dog, like, what if my daughter comes in? Who she talk to? Which one? Like, that's weird. Like, nah.
She's like, I like fake daddy.
Like, yeah, nah. See, I can't even, like, he never says no.
Yeah.
Like,
It's almost like he doesn't have a soul. He doesn't give a shit.
It's just like, so
Yeah.
nah,
that would be insane. But you know,
but
also,
I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Cause bro, I just part of my mind. There's a movie on Netflix for people who think I just be saying crazy stuff called King of Clones, King of the Clones.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Tyrone. This is another clone movie?
It's about the guy who's literally on file documented cloning animals in China, and then he got in trouble because he was trying to clone humans in China. And he was stealing eggs and stuff from women. From what I heard, he actually was causing more harm than good.
Probably.
Not actually getting any human clones.
No.
He did clone animals. He did clone animals from dead animals. He got their cells and could reproduce the exact certain type of species. He cloned dogs.
Bro,
so like they have them alive.
How can he not clone humans if they can do every other living thing?
I think it's a matter of technology available.
But I mean okay. But if they could clone, what's the thing they say is the most closest to us? Is it rats? Like as far as DNA, I think, or pigs or something like
primates,
that.
Rats have a lot of our similarities too, though.
So if they could clone a rat perfectly, it's pretty safe to say they could at least make like a semi-retarded human, right?
Okay, now from my thought, I believe it's possible.
Yeah.
Now, this guy in particular, I don't think he had the code of per se to make it happen.
Little janky operation.
Yeah, he ain't have it like the other folks who I think have the capabilities to do it.
Yeah,
have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But I mean, the guys literally cloned dogs. They got proof of it.
What was it called again?
King of the Clones.
King of the Clones. Okay. Like, I gotta check that out.
Stuff is not just far fetched. I mean, again, I throw you back to the movie that I encourage all of y'all to watch. Everybody, if you watch this show, please just take 2 some hours out of your schedule one of these days and watch the movie Boys from Brazil.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of stuff in there that'll kind of make sense to it.
Yeah, definitely do that. We were discussing athletics. We both are involved one way or another in athletics, youth level, all of that, anything below the professional adults. And you were mentioning something about NIL payments. And I vaguely know what this is, but I guess there's some new things happening. Please update me on what's going on with this.
So NIL is like this new craze because players were frustrated that they weren't getting paid.
College players.
College football players, college basketball players, college athletes in general were frustrated that they weren't getting paid because all of these colleges are making millions and billions off of these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're not seeing the residual effect. And basically they're just getting told, hey, well, we gave you an education. It's like, yeah, but you made billions and you literally sold my jersey with my number on it just with my last name not on it, so I couldn't get paid.
Yep.
So that's what started the argument, and this argument had been going on for a while.
You said 2014, right?
Was the last time that they did a college football video game, but that's not.
That was part of it, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
So that argument had been happening for players for years. Like if you watch the Fab Five documentary with Chris Webber, and
that's a great one.
They were going through that same situation. So it's just across all sports. It's not just football.
Yeah.
But like recently, college came up with an idea. The NCAA came up with an idea on how they could pay kids, and they came up with this ideal situation that seems ideal, which in certain situations it is.
Okay.
But it's called the NIL deal.
All right.
Where it's the something and likeness. I forget the exact
it's the name, image, and likeness.
Okay.
Yeah, they say that's the 3 elements that make up the right of publicity, a legal concept used to prevent or allow the use of individuals to promote a product, or service. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So to break that down in layman's terms, let's use Reggie Bush as an example because he's the prime example.
The great
of
Reggie
this.
Bush. Yeah.
Yeah. So Reggie Bush gets in trouble when he's in college because after he left college, they found out he got paid a little money for doing some autographs or something like that.
I
Which
remember
wasn't really,
that.
and it wasn't even crazy money. It may have been like $20. Now, this might not be the full story, but I know that some things happened with Reggie Bush. He was getting some love, but they were mad. They say he got paid. He ends up losing his Heisman. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like they tried to basically erase his college career because he got paid, basically.
Wow.
And it's like, but he was the number one player in the nation at that time when he was in college at USC.
Yeah.
He was the most exciting player in football. Like, he can't get no money. So you flip now to the NIL deal where it's the exact opposite, where if you get paid, you can get paid for your likeness and your image or your name. Or if somebody wants an autograph, they can pay you for it now.
Okay.
But how they do it is they do it through an NIL valuation, as they call it.
What's that?
So you got to get approved to be like a player with an NIL deal. So it's like a process. You got to basically earn enough rep to get an NIL deal to begin with. So it's basically more for popular players. You can raise your stock and get an NIL deal, but it's more for players who reach that 5-star level in high school that are going to college. Or,
really?
Yeah. So Arch Manning, Peyton Manning's and Eli's little brother or nephew or something like that. He's one of them. Yeah,
I didn't know there was another Manning.
Yeah, he goes to Texas now.
Oh wow, okay.
But he's one of the examples because he has the highest NIL valuation in college. Sports.
So this
okay. Go ahead.
So the NIL isn't. So it still is basically scouting. Well, not scouting because they're not. I guess they're not looking, but you have to apply for it, and then if they think you have enough clout, they'll give you the ability.
I'm not sure about the application process. I'm not sure if there is an application process or they just approach you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I know is if you a high-level recruit, I use another kid as an example, Mikey Williams. He was a 5-star basketball recruit as a junior.
What's his name?
Mikey Williams.
Okay.
He just beat a case. Mikey Williams, I wish you the best of luck. You come into UCF. Let's turn up in Florida.
Oh, shit.
So, nonetheless, Mikey Williams, this super highly touted player. The reason he got so hyped, he was playing with LeBron's son, Bronny, and he was cooking harder than Bronny when they were younger.
Oh, okay.
And he just kept cooking. You know what I mean? So, he gets this deal with Puma. He got $1 million shoe deal in high school.
Wow.
But because he had an NIL deal, he was allowed to because it was under the ramifications. So what they do with the valuation is they'll say, okay, the NIL thinks you're worth $2 million.
Oh, so they evaluate them and give them their worth. Okay.
Not even like that. No. See, and that's what a lot of people think it is.
Oh, okay.
Right there. And that's where it gets dicey.
Okay.
A lot of people be like, oh, this person got this crazy NIL valuation, but I know they going crazy at school. I know they out there. Nah. Just because you have the valuation doesn't mean you got that money.
Oh, okay.
So let's say if my valuation was $1 million. That just means that I can get up to $1 million in payments through endorsements.
Oh, so that's like your cap.
Yeah, there's a cap on it. There's not like this unlimited pool of money. That's why they have like that number there.
Okay.
So let's say,
hold on, who's funding all this money for the NIL?
The sponsors who sponsor the kids.
Okay, got it.
So the NIL is more like the division that makes sure they getting paid what they supposed to get paid through these deals.
Yeah.
And they come up with the evaluation and they basically say, okay, this is what you're allowed to make.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, so it is an interesting take.
Do you think that's a good system or you think it's a little flawed?
It's definitely messing up the game.
How so?
I think it in heart is good that the players are getting paid. And it was very hard to find a way to justify a pay cut with how you separate what a star player gets paid compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
It's not like the pros, you know, so it would be very hard to do that.
Yeah.
So I think this was their way, which was in theory, I think a good idea.
You're right.
But I think what ended up happening overall is now kids are just going for the money. Deion Sanders literally said Yeah, I can get any recruit I want. He said, but y'all talking about me getting this kid with $500,000. $500,000 won't get me a 3-star recruit offensive lineman no more.
Right. Yeah.
$500,000 won't get you a 3-star recruit.
Jesus.
What are you paying these kids? And again, I'm not against kids getting paid, but if you getting paid, you got to be able to go produce.
Right. Yeah. They're basically. It's not even about the actual sport.
No, it's about getting the money like you in the pros, but at the end of the day, most pros get their big contracts after they've proven they're worth that.
Right. Really, this lines up. Damn, dude. This lines it up to where you could just be a really good-looking kid that plays a sport, and you just get a following because you're charismatic and you're handsome, or you're a chick and you're hot and whatever.
I will say though that from my experience so far, from what I've seen with the NIL, the way that they value it is based more on production mixed with popularity.
Okay. So they can't be just a horrible, but
yeah, correct.
Okay.
They gotta at least have some stature in their respective sport.
Okay.
Like they can't just be Like,
how do you know roughly how long they've been doing this? Is this still pretty new?
Yeah, I think it's only like 2 years, 3 years at the most now.
So there's hope. There's a chance they could kind of figure it out. They're just kind of working through it in real time.
And they just have to be on it because players are becoming prima donnas now. Like players now with that mixed with the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
I don't know what that is.
Transfer portal, what kids can now, like back in the day too, like let's just say Reggie Bush era again.
Mm-hmm.
That era, if you wanted to transfer schools, you had to go through hurdles to transfer.
Okay.
Now you can just put your name in the transfer portal and then all of these schools will give you another offer and you can just go to one of those schools and go finish your college career there.
Wow.
Like the guy that he played for Clemson. He then it was like, because he kind of, didn't have the performance he thought that Clemson expected from him.
Yeah.
So he leaves. He goes to Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to Oregon State, has a solid season, but it don't end that well.
Mm-hmm.
Packs up, leaves, goes to another college, and now he's expected to start again. It's like,
damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I'm guessing all of their scholarships and everything carry over to these schools?
Other schools offer them their own scholarship. Like, come over here, and they just give you a scholarship to go to that school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, in some senses, it's cool because you get kids that could have been playing, but they get buried at the end of a bench on a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
They can go somewhere else and actually get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
That concept of the trade portal is cool.
Yeah.
But that mixed with that NIL money and stuff like that, kids like, oh, if I don't get enough playing time, this is messing up my NIL money.
Yeah.
Or my chance at NIL money.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to go just be a star somewhere, anywhere they can. And it's kind of like,
I guess a little
watering the game down.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in college, because college is all about heart.
Yeah. It is. And I don't really watch college athletics, but I know it's not, maybe not the most talented, but it's pretty fucking close, and it's definitely the most like grit. And
That's what make college fun. It's like everybody's life is on the line. They play like
literally. Yeah, this life changing
moment. Yeah, especially when you get to March Madness, and it's like, yo, we win, we get far enough in the tournament, the whole world is watching.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to see more details about this, because there is a lot. I was kind of scanning as you were talking. You can go to this website. They seem like they're pretty official. I don't know what this is. The NCSA College Recruiting. It's ncsasports.org. They got the breakdown of what D1 coaches can do, all the different rules. Very, very interesting. And I'm curious to see how this kind of starts unfolding, as years go by, and see how smart kids can exploit it until they have to change the rules again.
Oh, yeah. You got kids plotting on getting Lamborghinis and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Valentine's Day just happened. I'm thinking me and you had completely different ones, so I'm curious how you how was your Valentine's Day? How do you process it? Because I've been single and in a relationship, and I have very different Valentine's Days. How was your Valentine's Day?
I was chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't doing nothing Valentine.
A lot of lotion, huh?
Nah, wasn't even worried about that, bro. Like, I think I might have been hooping. No
that's
cap.
fair.
Like, bro, like, I'm one of those, bro. Like, I don't even care about holidays that much unless it like involve my daughter and it's one of them holidays I gotta,
Yeah.
like Christmas. I like seeing the way she look when she get gifts. I like that feeling,
Right.
stuff like that. But Valentine's Day, shit like that, I'm not. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you want to go out on Valentine's Day as a chick, cool, we can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, I be vibing, bro. I'm more of a lone wolf.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
talk to who I talk to, I do what I do, but I ain't unless you prove you special, I'm not really,
Yeah. I hear that.
But I think that's like what's so wrong nowadays. I think people just want like this perfect dream relationship to
Mm-hmm.
look a certain type of way more than they actually care about having a good relationship.
Right. Right.
Like it's
Oh
more for
yeah.
social media than it is for love. And
It
it's
is.
like, dog, I ain't got time. I got too much shit going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I absolutely love Valentine's Day.
Yeah?
Hell no.
I was gonna say
No.
that shocked me.
Not
God
at
damn.
all. Not at all. Man, I get it. But I try to be 100% transparent where I feel like everybody knows it's for the ladies. It's a
Yes.
ladies thing. I don't know about this story about St. Valentine's and all this shit. They try to
it's
tie
just-
fucking religion into it. I don't know about all that. But I know that it's cool. It's kind of like Christmas, right? It's like, all right, if you have a significant other and you get them something and they're happy, then I guess I'm happy.
And that's my thing with those damn holidays too, bro. Most of them are based on old pagan rituals anyway. Like, regardless of how y'all feel, you can search these things up
Mm-hmm.
and see the original ritual that was surrounding Valentine's Day,
Mm-hmm.
and see where this whole thing come from. Like, again, I'm not telling nobody to not have fun, to not go romanticize, and to not, go out. I'm not saying none of that. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I just ain't jumping through all those hoops when I know it's bullshit in
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
If I got a girl and she really into it, cool. Other
Right.
than that, I ain't.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it? So it doesn't like. There's some people that it really affects them if they're single. Like I've been through Valentine's Day single. Like something that I honestly don't give a shit about Valentine's Day all of a sudden means more because now it feels like I feel all lonely.
Hell
Nah.
Nah, I'm just not one of those, bro. Like, I done been in relationships, bro. I done been in some good relationships. I done been in some crazy, tragic, like, just shit. You be like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So, like, me, I cherish being single very much. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to worry about nobody telling me who I can and cannot talk to.
Yeah.
I don't have to check in with you every day. I don't have to do none of that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Tell
one of
'em.
those who just, like, I'm not extremely promiscuous, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, I'm single. If I choose to go do something, I can do that without having to check in.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna be in a relationship and be tied down, that shit gotta be worth it. And right now, I don't see nothing that's worth all that out there for me right now. So it's just, I'm chilling, bro. Like, you wanna hang out? Let's hang out. Like,
Yeah, no,
gonna stop me.
There's definitely. I think anybody, no matter how much, and baby, I love you, and you love me, but it's obvious that there are some things the grass is always greener. Like you go, oh, there's times you get in an argument, you're like, man, I wouldn't even be going through this if I wasn't in this fucking relationship, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But also, what was the things that you're like, you know what, this is nice and this is cozy, but this thing and there are things I did like about relationships. What would you say your top 3 things of a relationship would be?
As weird as this sound, like,
Fucking aside.
No. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna say that. Like, it's something kind of similar, but like, niggas like cuddling, bro. Like, I ain't no like super cuddly, like want to do toesies and shit. But I don't care what no man say. Every man like a big ass hug. Like, if you come through the door and your chick just hug the hell out you, like, and show you she love you, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit means something. Like, if you get ready to go to sleep or y'all just chilling and she just hug you and just take those big ass, like she feels safe around you type hugs, man, that mean the world. Like, you doing something right.
Okay.
So, like, that to me is definitely one of those.
Is that number
feelings.
1?
I wouldn't say number one. You said fucking aside, so. Hey man, I was just saying, like, hey,
you said toesies. What the hell are toesies?
I don't know. I'm high.
Yeah, no.
I was talking about like when you fucking play footsies. Footsies what they call that shit. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, nigga, I told you, bro. You know what the fuck.
You said I love cuddling with toesies. I'm like,
no, I didn't say that shit. No. See, now here you go. I said I ain't talking about. I ain't the nigga to do toesies and all that shit. Like, you done tried it real quick. Nah.
I think I did hear what I wanted to hear. That was so funny. Nah. Okay, but you know what? All jokes aside, yes, that is great. I'll go one more. When you're laying in bed and you roll over and you're facing away, and then I guess they call that the little spoon. I kind of like being the little spoon sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? I kind of like that because it's more, really because it's more comfortable. When you're actually holding someone else, that ain't the most comfortable fucking shit in the world.
And then as a guy, bro, you gonna always get that awkward boner when your dick on. Like, come on, bro.
I just spit fucking liquor in my eye.
Like, hey, man, we just gonna be transparent. Like, bro, when you ladies, y'all know that shit too. Y'all be doing that extra shimmy and shit. You already comfortable. God damn it. You
stop stretching.
Yeah, stop. And all that shit. Give me this weird ass awkward boner. I know I ain't getting none tonight. My shit all hard though. And then here I am.
Do you try to sneak off the bed without it creaking after they fall asleep?
Like, hey, bro, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Y'all ladies know it, y'all. Sometimes you gotta try to, hey, baby, you sure you don't want it? I'm asleep. Get off me. Like, you sure? Like, just let me put the tip in.
Like, just the tip. It's never just the tip.
Come on, bro, but you gotta start somewhere. You
gotta prime the pump.
And you go through that way more in a relationship than when you a single dude. Like,
yes.
Generally, as a single guy, like, we know what's going on. When we together, you in a relationship, you know, you're not getting none every single night.
Right.
But like I say, when they do that cuddling shit, although it feels good, it's just as a guy, your dick be like, yo, you kind of close, my boy. You know what I'm saying? You want to see what's up, you know what
Collar my boy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, nah, bro, just chill. She doing all this extra shimmying and shit. Like, well, shit, baby, you want to?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to sleep. Now I gotta sit here and try to. I can't just get up and go pee and nothing to calm myself down. You want me to sit here and cuddle with you and shit? No, I gotta do something about this. It's definitely more comfortable the other way.
That's real life, man. I didn't even think about that angle, but it's 100%. That's 100% true.
I think a lot of guys go through that, man.
Of course. Hey, I'm gonna do. As you get older, I'm a little bit older than you, but sometimes the shit pops up and you're like, I don't feel like it. And I try to stop and freeze, like, don't get any harder. And I'm just like, don't move. Even if I cough, I'm like, rip up another inch. Fuck, you know?
Fuck it, baby. Just gotta come on while it's coming. God damn it. Like, nah, bro. Like I say, guy problems. Like, I'll never forget the mother of my child, me, and one of our chiropractors. We were like, she's a female. We were in the chiropractor room. We were talking, and like
I have no idea where this is going.
No, you good. We were just talking, like, and you know the females make that joke all the time. Oh, if only I had a dick for a day. If only we could trade places.
Yeah,
I'm like, but you can't leave out the balls. Y'all love to just want the dick, but don't want no balls with them. That's the real fucking struggle. Y'all don't know what that shit is like.
Yeah.
Like, god damn, like, bro, you got to go through a lot. Y'all just don't get it, man.
I think the balls are the culprit of all our problems.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
that's the brain child down there. Yeah. That's what be making your dick do whatever it want to do.
Exactly.
Your mind even be like, no, bro, like, I'm really straight. They be like, nah, nigga. Like, nah, you not straight. Nah.
I was like,
I'm not straight, nigga.
I was like, go ahead and take this. You know what you want.
Come on. Come on, man. Just look good for it. Stand up.
Yeah,
man.
It's so good that we're back. We got this one done. I was telling Tr3bel earlier, I'm a little nervous. For some reason, it shouldn't be. It's just us talking.
Jitters because we ain't done this shit in a minute.
Yeah. But it feels good, man. It feels good to be back, and I can't wait to do many, many more.
Hell yeah. And before we slide, I just want to say shout out to everybody again who's checked out The Pressure. If you haven't, it is on Bandcamp exclusively right now.
Yeah.
You can go to me on Instagram at the Jetpack Hero and you can find it there. Also, in April on the 13th, we're going to be going crazy at Delandapalooza. The Unusual Suspects have our own stage. Right now, I know we got Blue Jay coming. We got DJ Irv Nice who going to be there. We got a hell of a whole lot of people who supposed to be pulling up. We got other guest acts that's going to be coming, man. Y'all make sure y'all get ready to get y'all tickets. They going to be on sale soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Delandapalooza. Man, that's going to be so much fun. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm so glad I know now. You guys are hosting your own stage.
It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing around here, man.
Man.
You got 15 plus stages, acts from metal to pop to country to everything.
Yeah.
And we the only hip hop stage. And like you just said, we got our own stage. It's the Unusual Suspect stage. Artists, if y'all hear this, there might be a couple of spots left if y'all see this and I don't already get at you. So if you see it, don't be afraid to DM me, man. We might be able to get you in there, but time is of the essence. And at right now, we hitting our peak. We hitting our top level, man, and we finna keep going, bro.
Yeah, 2024.
Super excited.
It's gonna be big.
Super excited.
Man. All right. Till next time.
Yeah.